Greetings, YogaMotion trainees. Nancy Ruby here, and continuing with the tips to teaching a practice that has an essence, a theme, an intention we've woven through the entire practice. So we started with a 15-minute practice, and now we're going to grow to a 30-minute practice. And we're going to keep exactly the same thing, so we're not starting over from square one. We're going to start from what we had in the 15-minute practice and extend. And in your manual, you'll see I have suggested time frames. They are suggested, so see how it works. It just depends on who you're working with, how long each thing takes. But you know, give it a go and stick with it pretty close, but not rigidly. So we're going to spend about 2 minutes centering, 5 minutes in warm-ups. Now we get a whole 15 minutes for asana, and then releases and reflection or relaxation, a little bit more time there, because that's a really important aspect of the practice. It often gets cut out, and it's really the most important thing, because that helps us become more reflective throughout the rest of our lives during the day. So we're going to start with centering. We're going to keep that the same. We're going to stay with Tadasana, get the alignment, get grounded, become the mountain, and breathe deeply and evenly. And then we're going to go to our warm-ups. I took my warm-up off, which was Pelayasana, which is all about the earth, okay, the volcano goddess. So we're grounding and lifting and getting some heat going in that groundedness. And because I have a little bit more time here, I did have chi shower on the 15-minute practice, because that's a really quick way to get energy flowing. But because I'm going to take a little more time, I'm going to add in squat pump to build strength in the legs, which is really important to feel stable. And then go into lifting from center. We'll just call it LFC. And these flow together, so you can really move from one to the next. Make sure you do enough repetitions, okay? 10, 12, 15 repetitions of each one. You don't have to count them, but you want to really feel like you're warming up. If there's time, you could either add or subtract the chi shower. And then after I get all that energy going, my prana flowing, my channels open, I want to stabilize in tree. So you might choose to shift where you put that. I really like that stabilizing right away after energy's flowing. So I'm going to keep that, and then I'm going to move from tree into standing warrior series, because again, rooting into the feet and legs. And these are what I call the vitamins of yoga. They're wonderful to teach. Never let them go. Warrior 2, side angle, and triangle. And word of advice. If you have a student that doesn't have a lot of strength and doesn't know a lot of alignment principles yet, then it's important that you do these individually. So the warrior on this side, come out, warrior here, side angle, triangle, triangle. And the reason being is I see a lot of teachers overdoing one side, meaning if people aren't aware of alignment, there's this tendency to really lean on that front leg and usually collapse the knee medially. And so then a lot of knee issues start to come up, and they don't like the pose because it doesn't feel safe. So until they learn to pull back and utilize those glutes and hold those joints in place, so there's a sense of safety and comfort, then build them individually. Then start to combine them. So you go from warrior 2 into side angle into triangle. And another key trick is you could go to warrior 2 into triangle, because now you straighten the knee, and then into side angle, because now you're back in a lunge. So be aware, are you lunging? Are the legs straight? Are they bent? Be aware of the effort around the support of the joints. So there's our 3 standing poses. And then I'm just going to say, maybe add a straddle, which is that wide forward fold straddle, just to balance it out. And all of that in 15 minutes. So if we've got 2 minutes a pose, we've got 2, 4, 6 up here. I had 5, but we're going to do 6. We're going to keep this to 2 minutes. We're down here. We want 15, so we've got tree. I'm going to say tree instead of 4 minutes, 3 minutes, because we're going to move from side to side. And then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And then that would be the 3 plus 1 minute in straddle. So 12, 13, 14. Now we've got 16 minutes here. Now again, this is just a plan, but the plans need to be made in sand, okay? Because things will shift. But here's a good general idea. I'm going to come back now into cat-cow for release. And I have an option of maybe even adding a side. But again, depending on your students, can they do that safely and quickly, or maybe just stick with cat-cow and just do that for 2 to 3 minutes, and then have 5 minutes. Oh, that's quite a 5, huh? And then have 5 minutes for Tadasana, ha breath. And because you have 5 minutes now instead of 3, you might go ahead and either sit down and breathe, or if you're outside and doing this same routine, you might just take a walk, do some walking meditation. So be aware of that, but don't leave people standing still for too long. Those with blood pressure will get a little bit dizzy. So 3 minutes, and then what are you going to do with those other 2? So play with that. Have fun creating your 30-minute yoga motion practice. Namaste.